We're backstage again here once at Dashville Skyline, and we have the fantastic Ella Hooper joining us here. It's a bit noisy in the background, but we're going to punch on through. It's the wonderful ambience we have here at Dashville, isn't it? Ella Hooper, welcome to Dashville Skyline.
Thank you so much for having me. I do not want to go. I love it here.
First time at Dashville Skyline?
It is, even though I've got, dear friends that are like, you need to go to this festival. It's so your cup of tea. You're going to love it. And they weren't wrong.
Yeah, they weren't wrong at all. It's also my first time, and I've been talking to a lot of artists saying I think we need a, what are we calling it, Dashville Virgins Recovery Support Club. Something afterwards.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take me a while to come down from there.
It's one of those things when you get to festivals like this where it's a great community, not only of fans, but also artists around you. You feel at home, don't you, straight away?
Feel so at home. We drove through the gates and my shoulders just dropped and I felt so at home. People were smiling, people were dancing, kids were running around having a great time. Kids were like crawling over the fence at the skate park, and I was like, this is a true community / family / music nerd, music lover festival, like together at last.
And it's just so chill too. It's like that everything works. The set times work, the music works most of the time, and if it doesn't, well, you fix it and you move on.
Yeah, Dashville is proof you don't need to be too uptight. It's still going to get done. It's going to be better. No one's sort of riding your ass about getting on or off the stage, but everything just happens. I know many, many hands have made that look so effortless. And thank you to them.
But even the guys like Magpie himself just walking around, he's the chillest person in the whole place. It's like, I'd be stressed beyond compare.
I would be so stressed. I get stressed about playing songs.
Yeah.
I could never put on a festival like this, but I'm so glad they did.
I want to talk for a moment about your evolution to your music where you are now. We know your background with Killing Heidi, and then you've emerged as this fantastic old country, straight country, Americana artist. I mean, where did that influence come from?
Thank you so much. I grew up with that music. It's actually all I listen to.
Yeah.
So the weird thing is, why haven't I done it sooner?
Yeah,
because I was
exactly.
raised on Graham Parsons, Emmylou Harris, Bonnie Raitt, Iris DeMent, Mary Chapman Carpenter, all of this great singer-songwriter, twang-based music, with a little bit of like 70s rock and blues on the side. But that's all my parents listened to, and that's all I listened to at home. I can't quite explain my start in rock and roll and pop because I liked playing it, but I never listened to much of it. I had like 1 or 2 bands in high school that I liked, Smashing Pumpkins. That was about it. That's as rocky as I get. The rest has always been country. It's always been cosmic, country or Americana for me, and folk music.
Yeah, isn't it funny, like how the influence of our parents and like I've always thought of a TV show or a documentary called My Father's Record Collection, where we always have that vision of say Hot August Night, laying on the floor while playing it on those big record players we used to have.
It never leaves you.
No.
It never leaves you. Like I will never be as happy or as relaxed as when someone puts like John Martin on a vinyl record player, and I'm like, I can hear a fire crackling because it just takes me back to my calmest, happiest times as a child. And so I think when we get a little bit older, we seek to make that for ourselves.
It's almost like a safety blanket for us as people who are interested in music or musicians.
It's self-soothing, man. It's like the closer I can get, it's taken me a while to realise this, but if I can get my own music to soothe me more, I should do that.
Is that where the concept was for you to participate? You're doing a Linda Ronstadt show at the moment. Is that where that came from your influences growing up?
Yeah, actually I didn't get into Linda Ronstadt until a bit later. For some weird reason, Mum and Dad didn't have a lot of her records. I don't know why. I was aware of her, but I became obsessed with her about only 10 years ago. Because I heard Different Drum, her Stone Ponies track, before she went solo. And I just thought, wow, what a voice, what a woman. And then I just fell in love with her because it's Linda Ronstadt and she's the original triple threat, beautiful, talented, intelligent, and ethical, like political. She had a head on her shoulders, she had some shit to say, and she said it. She lived by her sort of ethics and was a total hottie badass doing it. So
she was phenomenal. She's like, I've seen that documentary and you just look at her and go,
exactly.
Yes please, I'll have one.
That documentary, I just was the cherry on top.
And it's so sad what's happened to her voice now. Like, it's almost like you'd like to see, like, I love Guy Clark. I always want to see Guy Clark one more time. And it's like, I just would love to see I would just love to see Linda Ronstadt one more time. So.
Look, I've missed most of the greats. There's not many of the actual greats that I have been able to go and see as a fan, which kind of sucks, but I'll catch the next generation.
Maybe lead the next generation based off this album. So this is your second album. What's the plan? Has you got more singles to come out of that, or heading into album number 3 shortly?
Yeah, definitely album number 3. I'm just knuckling down on planning and conceptualizing and booking in the making of the next record. So time for Small Town Temple to go Nuneyes. I have actually been touring that for like 2 years now, and it's such a place and time album, all about home, all about Violet Town. And it's been awesome to me. But I've got some new findings.
Okay.
And they need to come out in song.
Fantastic.
Can't
wait to hear them.
Thank you.
Were you concerned or scared or anxious when your first album came out in this new genre that your fans would accept you or follow you, or you'd be able to separate Killing Heidi from now?
I definitely knew it would be difficult, but I wasn't scared because I just had to do it. You know, I just had to. In a way, I wasn't too attached to the outcome.
Right.
Because, to be honest, my solo career has never really been very big. It hasn't been like Top of the Pops or like won any awards or been on the radio everywhere. I haven't had any hits, so to speak. But I've got this weird history where like, it's okay. Like, I do know what it's like to have hits. I had some real early on. So I'm not really chasing that. I'm sort of chasing a much more creative-based goal. Yeah. And so I thought if the fans come with me, brilliant. But if they don't, that's okay because I just need to do this. But some have, and I'm sure some haven't. But that's okay. You know, I'm just letting go of that outcome.
Everyone's growing up with music too, and we're all going to evolve and find new avenues, new fans. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm thrilled when I get new fans because I feel like this is a new story, new era, new sound. So I guess I'm more focused on making new fans than keeping the old ones. I hope that doesn't sound bad.
Well, you've got an old fan who's still a fan here. So thanks
that's the best kind. I mean, that's the best, ideally.
You just came back from Americana Fest. Your first time at Americana Fest?
I know, it was my second time.
How was that?
I adore it. It's like country Christmas.
It's similar to here. You're going to come away with a hangover, and it's just like not an alcohol-induced one, but like a love of music. And it's a similar thing. Like I find that when I get to Nashville, same experience getting here. It's funny. Nashville and Dashville are very similar. Yeah. You feel like you're home all of a sudden, don't you?
Yeah. I felt like that the first time I landed in Nashville. I thought, oh God, am I home? Like everyone's obsessed with music. Everyone wants to talk about it all day long. No one gets sick of it. No one looks at you funny when you've been talking about music for 5 hours straight. And the shows that are on there just on a Thursday night, Tuesday night, on the bloody, even in the airport when you arrive, there might be someone picking or playing, like, they're really good. They're really good.
A mate of mine used to have that airport gig. He's an Aussie guy who does there. Craig Morrison, who's Lucky Star's son.
Okay.
And so Lucky Star Road, I've been everywhere. So Craig used to play in the airport, and it's just like, this is a cool gig. He's like, you bet it is. It's the first CD that people buy when they get off. So
oh man, that's so
fantastic.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Last question, we asked the same question. If everyone, last question. What do you feel like when Ella Hooper walks on stage? What's it feel like?
The honest answer is nervous. I still get nervous, and I think people go, do you really get nervous? And I'm like, yeah, and if I don't, I mean, maybe it's actually excitement wrapped in a tiny, thin layer of nerves, and then that breaks away, and I'm just excited. I have a great time. I love performing, and I love being on stage, and especially when I'm connecting to the songs, which is why I do my solo music, so I can sort of give people my most current and honest heart.
But I think that nervousness you talk about lends itself to your authenticity. I just saw you sit there, and it's like, this is a really exciting thing to watch, because it's the real you. It's not a manufactured version. It's not, you're beholden to no one but yourself, and that makes it so much more authentic and enjoyable, surely as a fan, but also as a musician it must be.
I'm the same. When I watch an artist, I prefer to be getting them as they are, who they are. I want to know a bit more about them. I don't want to watch a show to just listen to the CD. I want to get closer. I want to feel more connected. So I hope that's really nice to hear that I project that on stage, because I try.
And I think you take risks in doing so, and that lends itself to that authenticity as well.
Absolutely. It is risky to not just do the same shtick every night, or to sing emotional songs that might make you cry, which I have a few of, but tears tonight.
I cried when the set was ended, that's
Oh,
all.
you sweetheart. Yeah.
Hello, Hippo. Thank you so much. Welcome to Dashville Skyline. We want to have you back time and time again, and look forward to seeing new material coming out. Tour dates coming up at all, besides the Linda Ronstadt show?
The Linda Ronstadt run. I've got a couple of gigs to soon be announced. Ella Hooper Band, Ella Hooper Show. I might have some sweet supports coming up actually with some international, so keep your eye on the socials.
Fantastic. And you can follow Ella on her socials, streaming platforms, you name it, or go and buy a CD or I'll come and get you. So, Ella Hooper, thank you so much for your time. Have a great festival.
Thanks so much.